Kristen Bell is with me right now. This is one of the actors who's whipped your kids into a frenzy, dominated the last 6 Halloweens, and many sing-alongs like the one we just heard there. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
A little sleepy, but I'm good.
Is it weird being back into Frozen World?
No, because we've never been out of Frozen World. I mean, these movies take a long time to make. Normally they take about 2.5 years, but ours, because of the sort of meticulous script writing and paying attention to the story, ours take about 3, a little over 3. So we've never really been out of it.
Right. Are your kids Frozen people?
They like it,
right?
But I think it's sort of in your DNA to reject what your parents do or love, in order to assimilate into an outside tribe and your local community. So they are sort of like lukewarm on Frozen,
right? Because do they know? Did they know? I don't know how old they are, but
4 and 6.
Okay, good. I don't know whether to ask that. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, you can ask it. I think I'm pretty sure they're 4 and 6.
You know what?
Yeah.
I want to say 4-ish.
I'm 99% sure.
The other one,
yeah.
53?
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
Yeah.
4 and 6.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that they first started watching the movie without knowing Mom was in it.
No, they always knew. You know
okay.
why? Because I've done voiceover work for a long time, and when I first showed them Frozen, well, I couldn't contain myself.
Mm-hmm. You wore the dress, put on the wig.
I did it all. But B, when we would watch cartoons with them when they were really young, I would explain to them that they don't have to be as scared because they can understand the context behind how it's made. So that crazy dragon on Paw Patrol is actually a man making grumpy noises into a microphone.
Somehow even scarier.
I suppose, yes. The threat was bigger when I explained it like that. But they also come to the voiceover booth with me a lot because I do a couple different cartoons, and they've seen me in the booth quite a bit. And my first child was in my belly during a couple of the songs in Frozen 1. So, yeah, they're pretty familiar with it.
When did you know that the movie had gotten as big? Because as I said before, like it's not just a movie. It's like a big cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, Well, look, when we first saw the screening of it, we were all there, our cast and our producers and our director, and I did feel something special, but to me, it was half that I was excited that I was in the Disney animation family and playing a Disney princess. It's like, how could you have ever told my 10-year-old self that would happen in my lifetime? And then half of it was that I was so proud to be a part of a movie that broke some tropes and that was really about familial love and is a love letter to the siblings and, sort of broke the mold a little bit because and also that I played a character that I needed to see when I was 10. I needed a princess that didn't have good posture, that stumbled over her words and that led with her heart and was kind of a goofball. And so I guess I had a special feeling about the movie, but you never know. When you're in this business, you could make a movie that you think is brilliant, and then it comes out, and the public wasn't in the mood for it.
Right.
But thankfully, everyone was in the mood.
Look who's here.
Hi, sister.
Hi, Idina.
okay.
How are you?
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Idina Menzel's here. We're live on the radio right now. She just came in. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Tom. How are you doing? You good?
Good. Yeah.
Have you met Kristen?
I've met her.
Hi.
Yes, I have.
This is Kristen. She plays
Nice to meet you. I'm a
Anna.
big fan of yours.
Right back at you.
Idina. We were just talking a little bit, so I should point out that Idina Menzel just came in. She plays Elsa in the Frozen movie. We were just talking about kind of the moment that Kristen kind of realized that it had gotten. By the way, take a break. Do you need anything?
No, I'm good.
Do you need
I'm
a
totally
granola
good.
bar?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. I don't think we have any granola bars, so I think that was an empty
So
promise.
nice in here.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to do a gig in here one day.
It's a beautiful looking radio studio.
It really
for
is.
some reason.
Yeah.
When did you realize that this movie had gotten so big?
Gosh, that's a weird question for me because I remember I was doing a Broadway show. So I was doing 8 shows a week. I was just trying to get through that. And then someone mentioned that the song Let It Go was getting a lot of attention and getting played on the radio. And it was so incremental to me. We weren't looking for it.
No, I was saying that we felt it was special when we were watching it because we were breaking the mold and we felt proud. But then I think the success of it, we were all just like once a week you'd look at the box office numbers and go, that's a substantial climb since last week. But
yeah, I think we were so proud to be in a Disney film like Frozen 1 and everything that it represented, our process, the people we worked with, the whole thing was just for me, just a wonderful process, the collaborative part of it, and Jennifer and Chris and everyone. And so then it was sort of just like the cherry on top, because we were, when you enjoy a process fully and don't worry about the result, it's usually much more fulfilling in that way. Now this time you have all this pressure on you, and you're starting to, and I find myself starting to think more about the stuff that people want us to think about, and I'm trying to resist that and just really stay.
You feeling a little bit more of that pressure, Kristen?
I don't. You know why? If you bake a cake with the same ingredients, chances are it's going to come out just as good as it did the first time. So maybe I'm an optimist, but I just feel like we have the same exact recipe. And the integrity by the creators to really wait for the right time. It didn't feel like they were doing it to make a buck and just come out with a sequel and be commercial and
like
materialistic
a direct-to-video.
No, they really wanted
revenge
it
kind
to
of thing.
appeal to them. What should this be about? And they waited on that. They were patient.
And in fact, they got a lot of pressure from outside sources being like, you should make a second one. You need to make a second one. And they were like, we're not ready. We don't know what it is. And Jen Lee, who wrote the movie and co-directed it, she journaled as the characters for months before she found the story. She would sit down as a writer. Part of her process is she would journal as Elsa. What's Elsa doing today? What's on her mind? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It's phenomenal. What's Anna doing today? What's on her mind? To try to figure out a story that had value and substance that wasn't just episode 2,
Right. Oh my God, that's a wild way of doing it.
A lot of integrity behind this.
So I want to take a little break. But I'm not going to stop the show, but we asked some other people to ask you some questions. So, Idina, can you put those headphones on just for a second? We asked some kids who are, children of people who work in the building to ask you guys some questions. How do you feel about that?
Oh, great. I guess they'll all be directed towards Elsa, so I'll just sit this one out.
Not necessarily, though I'm learning an Always a Bridesmaid situation happening within
Anna, always a bridesmaid. That's exactly right. Happily so.
Our first question comes from Julia. She's 8 years old, and she wants to know about the singing in Frozen.
Hi, my name is Julia. I do theater, and I was wondering how long it takes you to practice songs and get it right.
Well, this is Idina talking, who plays Elsa. I practice a lot. I actually have the same voice teacher I just realized, for almost 30 years. So I practice, I vocalize, I work on all my songs so that I understand them like little maps, kind of where I want to go with them and how I need to breathe and technically approach them. And I really think about what I'm singing about and what they sound like if they were a conversation to somebody else. What do you do, Kristen?
Not nearly as much as that, but I
have a nap.
Julia, I studied music in college, and so it's been a minute, and I have relied on looking towards people like Idina and my voice teacher in Los Angeles to give me that kind of advice, to say, remember, stick with it. You're not humming to the radio. This is a job that you have, and this is a performance that you need to practice for. So it's really the practicing, and Idina just gave some great tips. You can think about the song in so many different ways. As a conversation, as an athletic event, where do your breaths come? And you write that down on the paper, and then you just drill it so that your body knows it by muscle memory.
Preparation.
Yeah.
We have another question. This one for Anna.
Yay.
Hot dang.
This is Flora. She's 3 years old.
Hi, Anna. I'm Flora, and what's your favorite song?
Anna, that's Flora. What's your favorite song?
Flora, I am so excited to hear your voice. You sound like such a nice girl. My favorite, well, look, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that Let It Go was one of my all-time favorite songs, okay?
It's a jam.
It is such an anthemic piece of work, and I sing to it, and I get excited, Flora, when girls like you sing to it, because it reminds me that everybody is being told to think about who they are and accept it, and that everything's okay. But lately, Flora, I'm going to hit you with a hot tip. I've been really into the Barbra Streisand duet called Guilty.
I can't believe
and it's pretty exceptional. Have your parents pop it on.
Who's the duet with?
It is the guy from the Bee Gees.
Barry Gibb?
Yes. And it's like, oh, we got nothing to be guilty of. Our love is gonna be mountain. Yes. And Flora, pop it on. I guarantee that your feet will tap.
I think we're going to have to track that down for us, too. Who was Barry just then in the harmonizing?
Probably he sings so high.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was the right harmony. I'm going to practice. If she's going to keep talking about that on these things, I better do my homework.
Our next,
harmony, right?
our next question, that makes me Robin. Our next question comes to you from Vera, who is 7 years old. Idina, this is for you.
Hi, Idina. I'm Vera. What do you have in common with Elsa?
Oh, my goodness. Hi, Vera. I think what I have in common with Vera is that, with Elsa, and maybe with Vera, is that I am both shy sometimes and insecure about certain things in my life. And then other times when I'm singing, I'm really bold and strong and courageous. And I find in my life that I'm often trying to find that balance. And the older I get, I realize that that's a really nice balance to have. But when you're younger, it's something that can be scary. When we have something that we're really good at, it's scary to let the world sort of see that, because how will they perceive us? And so what I love about Elsa is that she actually, especially in Frozen 2, more than Frozen 1, she's not apologizing as much for her special gifts. She is ready to share them with the world.
What do you think you have in common with Anna, Kristen?
Everything. Pretty much everything. Because when we, this is a fun fact, when the original script was written, which was a script that we actually scrapped before Jen Lee came on the project, the character of Anna was just seemingly much more standard of a Disney princess, and she, in my mind, was a little more finicky and a little more uptight. And I read it, and I was caught in this place of being very grateful for having this job, and also knowing that I should say what my instincts were. And thankfully, Chris Buck and Jen Lee were so collaborative. I said, listen, I really want to play me. I want to play who I needed to see when I was a little girl. I want someone who's goofy and who's weird and doesn't fit a mold and who leads with her heart and who has a ton of naivete and a little bit of smarts, but she hides it because she doesn't know how to use it, and just fiercely believes in everyone around her and in goodness and in kindness and stumbles over her words. And we found that in the first script really well, because Jen would write a scene and then let us sort of improv throughout it and say, what do you think Anna would? And I'd go, oh, I think she would. And she'd just say, go. And that's where the whole, wait, what came? Because I say that a lot in the, you know, you're not awkward, you're gorgeous. I'm awkward. Wait, what? So I feel like she's really this, she's who I wanted, she's who I saw myself being when I was 10 years old. And probably who I've become, because I trip a lot as well.
We have Idina Menzel and Kristen Bell in the studio right now from Frozen 2. We have Anna and Elsa. And we have a question now from two sisters. Charlotte is 12. Olivia is 9.
Hi, I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Olivia.
What can sisters like us learn from Frozen?
We're wondering.
Olivia!
Oh, wow. I mean, I think very simply that good results, from my perspective, good results come when you believe in the people that you love and you give them the benefit of the doubt. It's hard on earth to believe in everyone around you and to fight for them, because our feelings make us selfish often, and that's normal and that's fine. But I find I have two sisters, and I fight against any judgment I have towards them. Their decisions are their decisions. Their path is their path. And my job is to believe in them and remind them of that all the time, because you cannot underestimate what that does for someone when they feel like their sibling believes in them.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to say anything more to that. It was beautifully said, because I have a younger sister, and actually Kristen reminds me of her in a lot of ways because my younger sister, is more of an old soul to me and has more wisdom about certain things than I feel that I do. And I often feel that Kristen has more wisdom than I do in certain parts of life. And so when you can look up to each other, no matter what age you are, and find that thing in each other that inspires you. And I think what Anna and Elsa do so beautifully is they push each other. They push each other to be the best human beings that they can be. They want each other's dreams to come true. They want joy and fulfillment in each other's lives. And they might be competitive in some ways, but they're not too. I don't
And it's
know.
okay to be competitive. It's okay to have all the emotions you have towards your siblings. And what I love about Elsa and Anna so much is that they recognize almost in every moment that they are an extension of each other. And that's not just emotionally, physically. If you're from the same parents, even if it's not blood related, if you grew up in the same house, you are an extension of each other. You won't get that special relation with anyone else on the planet. So hold those people close.
Guys, I have two more questions from kids, and I would normally say, normally at this point in the interview, if I have this amount of time left, which is I only have like a minute left, I would normally go, I'll skip the rest of it, ask the rest of the questions, and then move on. But they're questions from the kids. Can you guys wait like another 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Of course.
Because we're going to take a little break on the top of the clock around 9:30, and then that's about a minute and a half. And then we're going to come back. We're going to listen to two questions, and you're going to be out of here in like 5 minutes. Sound all right?
Perfect.
Fine.
All right. So we have Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel from Frozen 2. Idina Menzel voices Elsa. Kristen Bell voices Anna. You're going to hear them both when Frozen 2 hits theaters later this month. So make sure to stick around for that. And coming up next, you're going to hear from two more questions from, we'll call them Q kids. Q and cute kids who have some hard-hitting questions for Anna and Elsa coming up right after this. I'm Tom Power. You're listening to Q on CBC Radio 1, Sirius XM 169, and from PRI, or Public Radio International.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of ice.
All right. We have Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel here from the new movie Frozen 2. Idina Menzel plays Elsa in the original Frozen. Kristen Bell plays Anna in the original Frozen, and reprising.
Either, maybe?
Okay.
I think Idina would know. Because,
Really? Why?
I don't know. It feels like a theater term.
It's a reprise, but reprise. I think it's
Reprisal.
either.
Let's say
Or either.
Reprise.
Can we say reprise?
Yeah, let's say it.
Reprising their roles as Anna and Elsa in the new movie Frozen 2. They were gracious enough to stick around before they have to go to their another interview, because we've been taking questions from kids around the country for Anna and Elsa. And the next one we have comes from, and I love this name so much, Agnes.
Hi, Kristen. My name is Agnes. What is the best snowman you ever built?
That's such a good question.
Kristen, what's the best snowman you've ever built?
Snowman I've ever built. You know, I grew up at Agnes in Michigan, right on the border of Detroit and Windsor. So it was very cold there. And I will say, I don't know the specific snowman, but what I do remember is that I would go in and inside and take some of my mother's clothing outside. And so I would make sure that my snowman had like real cool 80s dangly earrings and perhaps a pair of her heels that eventually got ruined in the snow. Or a hat. So my snowmen were dressed like 80s businesswomen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You had a Murphy Brown snowman.
I did. I kind of had a working girl snowman. I say get creative with those snowmen.
So,
snow women.
snow folks.
Snow folks.
Snow folks. Time for the last question. This is from Esme, who is 6.
Hi, my name is Esme. In Frozen 2, will Anna have leaf powers? And who is the new girl?
Will Anna have leaf powers, and who is the new girl? Referencing the trailer
Leaf
that is out for
powers?
Frozen 2.
Well, okay. Here's what I'll tell you about Anna's powers. Everyone says, is Anna going to get powers in Frozen 2? And my answer is always, Anna has always had powers. Anna's power is her unending belief in other people, because love is actually the biggest superpower you can have. And Anna has that just coming out of her ears. So that'll be her power in the second one, too.
Idina, who's the new girl?
The new girl is
Mom.
Oh, there's Mom, and then there's the other character too.
Yeah, there's two new girls.
Honey Marin. Yeah, there's two girls. Well, so Evan Rachel Wood plays our mother in a flashback that you'll meet and see us as little girls.
Queen
which I love.
Iduna.
Iduna, yeah. And then Honey Marin is one of the indigenous women from this area, right?
Yep, from the tribe called the North Aldra, who we
Yes.
meet on our adventure, played by a wonderful actress named Rachel. And yeah, she sort of helps us on our quest.
Well, boys, if you couldn't tell from the clips that we got, everyone is so excited about Frozen 2. And we're so excited that you stuck around and got to answer these questions for folks.
Thanks for
We're
having
happy
us.
to
Folks
be
and
here.
snow folks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for coming in, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Idina Menzel voices Elsa in Disney's Frozen 2. Kristen Bell voices her sister Anna. You can hear both of them when Frozen 2 hits theaters later this month.